guys, it's Kate and I hope you're having a great day. I'm going to start with my lemon yellow, and I've got my mixed media sketchbook, and it is not gessoed but it is taped, but I'm going to put down a thin layer of this yellow on the whole background, and that will actually help protect the page a little bit and start me off with a little bit of color to break the blank page. So I'm going to put a nice thin coat on here so that it dries pretty quickly, and a little blob should do it. I'm working on, I believe this is somewhere close to an 8 by 10 size. So I'm just going down with my silicone tool and getting this nice and spread out so that we can go to our next step. And this is a very nice bright yellow color. It's like, you know, as bright as the sun, kind of. Looks like I need just a little tiny bit more. And that's going to go just along this edge. All right, I'll be right back. All right, I'm all back and we are dry, and I pulled a few little pieces of deli paper. This is from collage paper that we did together, and I also grabbed some matte gel, and I am going to get these down on my book. So I'm going to spread out a pretty decent little layer. I think I got a little piece of cat hair. She was just up here, so I'm just spreading a generous layer of my matte gel so that I can get this collage paper down. Now I cut a smooth edge here so that I could put it on right up against my tape. And the nice thing about using deli paper for collage is that it goes down pretty clear. If you scrape out your excess enough, and then your pattern will kind of blend into the background, and then the actual matte gel will dry pretty clear also. I can't seem to talk today. All right. And get this next piece on here, and again I'm just going to put it right up against the edge there, almost like it's coming off the paper, and then I'm going to scrape out the excess with my tool so that it gets a good adhesion to the paper. Add a little bit more. I like putting down a thicker layer to start, and then if you use the silicone tool, you can get a good bit out of it. So you can really kind of rub and get out all the excess and get a good stick to your paper. And then that'll help it dry quickly with your best possible chance to stick. You can always kind of squeeze it out from the edges. All right. I am going to let this layer dry and come back again. All right, I'm back. We are dry, and I am going to put down some shapes next. Now I grabbed some warmer colors, and I have crimson here and flesh tint, which is kind of a peachy color. So I am going to just dip right in with my brush, and I'm going to start putting in just some sort of whimsical little fun shapes. Maybe some blobs. And I don't mind some brush strokes, and what I might even end up doing is going over with a second coat to make it kind of opaque, but we're going to start here first. Now this red is a little bit transparent still. It's not a very opaque color, so I'll still be able to see some of my marks from the background, which is totally fine by me. Okay, next I'm going to do the same thing with this peach. I need to clean the top of my bottle. Now this might not be all the way dry yet, so I'm going to kind of go gently on it. Okay, I've got all my shapes down for the red and the peach. I'm going to let this dry and then I'm going to add some more cool colors. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back and dry. I grabbed the phthalo blue and I'm going to put a little bit of a layer of that. And I'm going to do the same types of shapes as before, but I'm going to layer it over the red and that peach. And I love this color. It's just such a rich blue. And it is also sort of semi-transparent, so you can see some of the shapes coming through from the back. I'm actually going to bring this out a little bit so it's not right up against that other shape. Now I'm going to bring another one right up through here. And you can really see even that yellow coming through. It's just really pretty. And I think I want the blue to kind of be the star of the show here, so I'm going to use a lot more of the blue layering than other colors. All right, we are, I think, all dry. I've got my medium tip painter's marker. This is an acrylic paint marker. And what I'm going to do is use my black, and this is a pretty thick tip. And I am going to start tracing around all of my shapes. And I'm not going to cross the borders. I'm just going to end it where it is, wherever they intersect and overlap. But I am just going to get an extra line layer across everything. Okay, now that I've got all my shapes outlined, I'm going to take my same marker and start making some marks in my blue shapes. And for these ones, I'm going to do just some simple dots and dashes. And this is kind of a thicker marker color, so it will kind of leave a nice little mark there that you can still see even though they're both really dark colors. All right, I'm back and I grabbed my pink and I am going to do some marks on my red. And I think on these ones I'm going to do some dots. Just like this. Okay, and last but not least, I'm going to use ivory on my bright peach. All right, I'm back and I've done all my marks in my little blob shapes, and so I'm going to do a bright white flower on the front and we'll see what happens from there. So I have some titanium white acrylic paint put out on my little, this holds files, but it's awesome to use as a little palette. But I'm going to draw them first with a white Posca pen, and then I'm just going to fill it in with paint. So I'm going to use this dark big blue blob. I knew I wanted to put something here, and that's why I made it larger, but I wasn't exactly sure what I wanted to do yet. But now, I guess, you know, par for the course in recent videos, I'm going to do another flower. And I'm going to make it very, you know, doodly and fun. So I'm going to do a shape like a U, and then I'm going to add these other marks here. And then I'm going to have some fun little balls on top. And then we're going to have our stem come right down here. And then I'm going to do some kind of fun shaped leaves. Just like that. And then I might do a little one here. And this one, I'll just do some kind of narrow leaves. Just like that. And then I'm going to do a big center. And then some lines coming out. And I'm going to do a whole bunch, but that'll kind of get me started here. All right, I'm going to dip my brush into a little bit of water and kind of work just a little bit of water in here to make it a little bit more spreadable. And I may need 2 coats on this, but we'll see. I'm using titanium white, which is opaque, but this is the layer that I want to stand out from everything. So, especially since I'm kind of watering it down a little, I can say chances are pretty good that I'm going to add a second paint layer, but we'll just start with the first one. And I'm just going to follow along with my Posca pen marks and get everything painted in. All right, I've got 2 coats on my flowers, and next I'm going to take my stylus and I'm going to make this kind of like a dandelion. So I am going to put little dots at the end of each of these little flower petals. And I might add some shorter ones too. I'm going to just kind of see how it looks once I get all of these added. And then we'll go from there. But I wouldn't mind having like a few kind of inside, especially since that is where I've got my dark blue. So there's a lot more contrast there. But I love the stylus for making just some simple round shapes and dots. It just really deposits the paint nicely. You do have to dip more frequently, but I like it. And I think I will go ahead and add some extra ones to the center. So I'm just going to add a few extra lines. And then I'm also going to add the dots to these. All right, we are all dry. I've got my tape off and I love how this looks so far. I am just gonna do a couple more things. I'm gonna add some more black like I have around my other shapes to kind of set off these white flowers. So I'm gonna grab my medium tip first and follow along with these stems down on either side. Okay, now I've got my ultra fine tip and I'm going to use that to go around my little circles. And I really like just that plain black and white over the bright colors. It's different and I like it. It's like that ultimate contrast. So this is kind of a fun page to do. Well, I think this looks pretty good. This was a lot of fun to do. Let me give you a close-up so you can see all the detail. I hope you enjoyed doing this. It took a little while, especially with the drying the layers, but I really love how it turned out. I like the bright colors. I like those 2 flowers in front. And this was it was a fun page to do. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you try it if you have some supplies on hand that you can use. If you did like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe if you want to see more like this and all the other stuff that I do. I have just a hodgepodge on my channel as I explore different techniques and everything. So I hope you decide to stick around. I thank you so much for watching, and until next time, keep creating. Bye.